Hey everyone, this is JD, and we're back again with another look at the next panel from CinemaCon 2026. And today's panel, we're going to be actually covering the Warner Brothers panel. This panel was on Tuesday night, and they were like an hour over from when they were done with this panel. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the Warner Brothers panel from CinemaCon. So the panel this year actually started off with a couple of teasers for projects that are in progress right now. We got announcements for the new Minecraft movie, the Minecraft sequel. We got an update on the new Ocean's 11 prequel starring Margot Robbie. That's about the parents of Danny Ocean. So, which is going to be kind of interesting to see because I actually really like the Ocean movies. So, we got an announcement for a Melissa McCarthy movie called Margie Claus. It's going to be a nice little fun Christmas movie, it looks like. Then we had Sam Raimi come out and introduce the next Evil Dead spinoff called Evil Dead Wrath. And we're going to talk about a little bit about Evil Dead Burn in a little while, so stay tuned for that. And then we got Cynthia Erivo announcing a new animated film, and we got Keanu Reeves talking about a new shark movie that he's doing right now while he's out in the middle of the ocean, and it's called Shiver. And then we also got a special presentation announcement from James Gunn, David Cornsweet, and Nicholas Hoult talking about The Man of Tomorrow and that they begin production next week. All right, so those kind of knock out all those out of the bat. That's pretty much it we got with all that information. After we got done with those little panels, those were just quick announcements. There was nothing else for those panels, nothing to talk about, nothing to see. So after that, we were given the first poster for The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum. And then we cut to like a scene from the Fellowship of the Rings, and we see Gollum talking, and he's kind of like whispering, it's a tale that should never be told. And then we get the date for December 2027. And then we get the cast announcement that's going to be playing in Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum. We got Andy Serkis coming back as Smeagol and Gollum. We got Ian McKellen coming back as Gandalf. We got Kate Winslet and Marigold. Jamie Dornan, who's going to now taking over the role of Strider, so Aragorn himself. So yeah, they did recast Aragorn in this movie, and Jamie Dornan is actually going to be playing Aragorn. So that's pretty cool to see. He actually looks like a young Viggo Mortensen, so that's really neat. Leo Woodall would play Halvard. We have Lee Pace playing Thranduil. I think I just butchered that name completely, and I apologize. And we got Elijah Wood playing Frodo Baggins. So, yeah, the movie's being directed by Andy Serkis, and I am super excited to see where this goes. So, first up, we had Digger. So, this is actually the first time we're seeing real footage from this movie. So, the movie stars Tom Cruise and is directed by Alejandro Inarritu. So this is just like his third movie because he hasn't directed many movies. And the last time he directed a movie, the actors that were a part of this movie actually won Oscars with Birdman and The Revenant. So heck, this could be Tom Cruise's first year winning an Oscar. So movie is kind of a send up to Doctor Strangelove, to Don't Look Up, The Death of Stalin, those kind of like political comedies or like satires on political natures. So that's kind of what this movie's about. We did get our first glimpse at the con for the newest trailer, and in the trailer, as described from New Rockstars, broke it down, was that the film is the story of Digger, played by Tom Cruise, and heavy prosthetics. He's like a really old-looking man with a receding hairline, all that stuff. So think really old man. He is drilling in Greenland, and he ends up causing some kind of weird catastrophe where the icebergs start breaking off and collapsing into the ocean and causing some global disaster. And basically, the president, played by John Goodman, calls up and says, "Hey, Digger, you got to save the world and clean up your mess." And then from there, it becomes like a comedy of errors kind of a thing, where this man has to now fix up everything he's done wrong and stop like Armageddon, essentially. So that's what Digger's about. From the description, it sounds really fun, really interesting, and I actually am very interested to see the new trailer when it does release online. The next film that they showcased was The End of Oak Street. This is the film starring Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway, where their little suburban street just vanishes from time and ends up in a place where there are dinosaurs. I don't know, because this is produced by J.J. Abrams. I think there is more to this movie, and I am very intrigued by what this is going to be. It can't just be dinosaurs. There's probably some bigger creature or bigger circumstance going to happen, because they're only showing a very small portion of the movie, and even the clips they showed here is pretty much a very similar clip that they showed online. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what they do with this one, and I can't wait to watch this one because I love these Twilight Zone type of movies. Next up, they had footage from Evil Dead Burn. This is the newest spin-off from the Evil Dead franchise, And this time we're seeing Deadites going crazy. This trailer, from what the description was, that it's really crazy, brutal, and over the top. We see a Deadite being like having their head chopped off by a car seat, I think it was. We have a Deadite who's drinking hot wax. We see somebody get killed by falling onto a bunch of knives in the dishwasher. It just looks like fun and gore. And you know what? I really did like Evil Dead Rise. And from the description of this takes it up to the next level. So yeah, I can't wait to see this and see what's going to happen. Let me know what you think. Next up, they have Mortal Kombat 2. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Mortal Kombat. Okay, now this one is one of my. I did like the first remake Mortal Kombat movie that came out a few years ago, and this one does seem more campy, a little bit more fun. From early reactions, it may be too campy. So I don't know. The clip they showed in this movie is a clip we do see in the trailer. It's just a more extended clip of Johnny Cage fighting Baraka. So that's pretty much what it is. And we get more of the humor, and we find out that Johnny Cage doesn't really know as much karate as he used to. He usually has a stunt double doing his job for him. I am looking forward to seeing this one in a few weeks. But yeah, it's not super high on my list, but it is going to be a fun time at the theaters. Next up, we had Cat in the Hat, and this one, I really don't have no interest in seeing Cat in the Hat. I do like the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat movie more than I probably should, but this one, I don't know. The trailer never really did anything, and they actually delayed this a year, and it doesn't seem like they did much with it. So from the description of the scenes, they were just talking about how they showed the Cat in the Hat and takes a family back into their memories and stuff like that, and takes them to the imagination realm. So I just don't see this movie is going to be a hit. I feel like they delayed it, and now it's just going to come out next fall, and it's going to just fall flat. So, what do you guys think? Are you guys looking forward to seeing the Cat in the Hat movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. All right, now we're getting part of the movies I really am interested in. So we got into DC Studios, and Peter Safran came on stage and talked about two DC movies that are coming out this year. First up, he talked about Clayface. And they talked about how this is like that horror noir type of movie. And they showed a clip of Clayface. And I really wish we could see this trailer. I know we're probably going to be seeing it pretty soon, but yeah, I can't wait to see this trailer on the big screen. The clip that they showed, I took the description from when New Rockstars wrote up. You start off with the song from the Flaming Lips called Do You Realize? And then we've seen this actor played by Tom Reyes, Harry's, who's like all bandaged up, and he is like in like a hospital, and he's like kind of watching old clips of himself when he was an actor and everything like this. I should reference that this is very similar to the Clayface episode from the Batman the Animated Series. If you go back and watch that, you'll probably get a good idea what the tone of this trailer is. We do get to see a lot of body horror. We get to see some shadows of Clayface like forming like a mace and like a hammer out of his hands in the shadows. We got all these really cool scenes. We get to see what the new Gotham looks like. And remember, James Gunn has said that this movie does take place in the current DCU. So I'm very curious how this is going to fit in. So the trailer ends with Matt laying in a tub, and then he goes and wipes his face, and it's like all clay. Oh man, I am very excited to see where this goes. I am very intrigued by this movie, and yeah, this is really high on my list for October. And after reading the description and seeing all the reaction online, yeah, I can't wait to see this one. Next up was Supergirl. They brought Millie Alcock, who plays Supergirl, and then they brought Jason Momoa riding Lobo's motorcycle onto the stage. The clip that they showed was pretty much an extended clip from the scene in the trailer when they're in the where Supergirl's waiting for the bus at the little bus stop. It's like an international bus stop, and then she goes through customs and all that stuff. And then she gets to a fight with a bunch of the passengers because these tech pirates invade the bus and are trying to steal the tech on this bus. And then eventually, because they're not in the path of a yellow sun, her powers are very weak, and eventually she gets like jettisoned out into outer space, and just at the right moment where the yellow sun hits her and brings her back to life, and then she comes and kicks butt. So that is pretty much the clip that they showed. They did show more additional shots of Argo and Crypto as a puppy, and more with her father and mother. So they did show more additional clips like that, like quick clip. But yeah, I wish there was a little bit more. I know this movie comes out in 2 months, so we're gonna see it pretty soon. So yeah, I had a Supergirl. They did not break any news on the Batman 2, unfortunately. I know it's in production soon, But yeah, we didn't get Matt Reeves on stage to talk about the Batman 2. So yeah, no new updates on that one. Next up was The Great Beyond. It is the newest J.J. Abrams written and directed movie. J.J. Abrams hasn't even directed or written a movie since the last Star Wars movie in 2019. He's been pretty much in movie jail since then. But this one seems like classic Amblin style, classic J.J. Abrams mystery box type of movie. The trailer for this one just shows pretty much, it starts off with a quote from H.G. Wells about the existence of another world of sight and sound, and then pretty much goes in with a computer screen. It's very simple, a very simple trailer. Not much is given here in this trailer, but yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a really fun movie to watch. I mean, I like Super 8, so I think it's gonna probably be in the vein of that movie. So it has an Amblin feel to it too. So yeah, I'm really excited to see this one, but I'm also very curious that this could be the new Cloverfield movie. Maybe. Who knows? Probably not. I'm probably way off. I think Cloverfield's actually part of Paramount. So yeah, I think I might be way off on that one. Anyways, so the next panel, the screens went dark. Candles showed up on all the monitors, and a bunch of witch saying a chant, a spell, and out came Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock, who are there to promote Practical Magic 2. Now, here's a movie I never really thought we would ever get a sequel for. It's very strange that we're getting a sequel to Practical Magic. But yeah, here we are. We got a new Practical Magic, and it seems like they've been having fun because I've seen clips online of Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman having a blast at CinemaCon. They did show a trailer for this, and the trailer basically just reacquaints you with the family of witches. You get an idea of now that they have kids now, and now they're actually like in charge of training the future witches of their family. Like I said, I've never seen the first movie, so I don't remember exactly what the first movie's about, but a lot of reviews from the clip that they showed says it actually captures the magic and the essence of the original one. So hey, if you're a big fan of Practical Magic, this is going to be a movie for you to check out this fall. The last movie for this panel was probably very epic because the whole theater went dark. So people in Furman outfits are marching and chanting their war chant, and Furman are flying from the sky and everything like that. And as all this is going on, they're showing clips from Dune Part 3. Denis Villeneuve comes out and talks about like the whole movie franchise, and Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya come out, and it's crazy to think that they've been making this series for the last 10 years. So that's when they actually started making the first Dune movie, and that's just mind-boggling right there. But yeah, no, this is the last film that Denis Villeneuve is going to be making for the Dune franchise. And man, from what they've been talking about this is going to be epic when it comes out in December. I really, really do love the last two Dune movies. They're so great. They're so like powerful. And I'm not a big person into that type of sci-fi, but man, there's something about this franchise that is so great. My wife really loves this franchise too. Like, she doesn't care too much for this kind of sci-fi at all. But man, the Dune movies had like inspired her and made her really a big fan of this franchise, and she's super excited too to see Dune Part 3. So this movie is actually adapting Dune Messiah, which is the second book, and there's also maybe some like parts from Children of Dune also in this movie. And they said this is going to be the final Dune movie. It's going to be a complete trilogy. They're not going to adapt any more of the other movies. But yeah, in the 7-minute clip that they showed at the very beginning, it sounds crazy. So the descriptions I read online for this clip, it talks about how in the first few minutes we have the Fremen who are now arriving on the planet, and there's rain. And these are people who have never seen rain come from the sky. And they're like, oh my god, there's water coming from the sky. And they're like, it's like it's been prophesized that water will fall from the sky because on Arrakis there is no water. It's all desert. And then we get this like 7-minute like pure action scene. It's what people are describing as the opening sequence in Saving Private Ryan when they invade Normandy. They say this scene reminds me of that. So can you imagine that kind of a scene taking place on a sci-fi world, an alien world like this? Oh man, that's gonna be crazy and intense. I am super excited to see Dune Part 3. I don't know about you guys, but let me know in the comment section down below. Are you super excited to see Dune Part 3? After that, they actually gave off some other movies that are coming out pretty soon too. some future movies that they have in production, like Godzilla X Kong Supernova. The new M. Night Shyamalan movie Remains, where he's actually co-writing with Nicholas Sparks. Yes, the romance writer. We're getting M. Night Shyamalan collaboration with Nicholas Sparks movie and book coming out this year. That's crazy. We're also getting two Zach Cregger movies from Warner Brothers. We're getting the prequel to Weapons called Gladys, and we're also getting The Flood from Zach Cregger. So I'm really excited to see what those are going to be about. All right. And then we're also getting a Game of Thrones movie called Aegon's Conquest. And this is a story of Aegon Targaryen, who with his sister wives and his 3 dragons, who basically brings 6 of the 7 kingdoms together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. That's going to be kind of a fun one. If you're a huge fan of Game of Thrones, you're probably familiar with the story of Aegon's Conquest. So yeah, this is going to be a fun one to watch, and let me know what you guys think. So guys, that was the Warner Brothers panel. What'd you think of all the films they announced? Which ones are you the most excited for? Were there any that weren't announced that you're kind of bummed out about? Heck, they said they have a really big lineup, and they actually gave away a shirt at the end of the presentation that has all their upcoming releases and they're in production. And let me tell you, there are some on that list that I can't even believe, like a Gremlins movie. There's more Conjuring movies. There's a La Llorona movie coming out too. So it's just crazy what they have coming out soon. So yeah, that was the Warner Brothers panel. And until next time, guys, remember to hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell. That way you're notified every time a new video is posted. And until next time, this is JD with a Figgy Pop Culture channel.